After finishing up Juror number 2 last year, many of us assumed that Clint Eastwood was ready to retire, considering he was 93 years old at time of making the movie. And as of today, which is May 31st, 2025, Clint Eastwood turns 95 years old. However, it appears he is not ready to retire just yet. Ahead of his 95th birthday, the director gave an interview to the Austrian paper Courier, and then a key detail reported by Reuters in the interview is that Clint Eastwood is currently in pre-production for a new film. However, we don't know anything about the project as of yet, no title, cast, or any studio backing the project. But considering the director's ability to turn films around very quickly and work with smaller budgets, this film could be out by the end of this year and could start shooting in the next couple of weeks. In the interview with Courier, that despite being in his mid-90s, he is still in good health and remains physically active, allegedly stating that no one has to worry about him for a long time yet. And one of the other further points he makes is that there's no reason why a man can't get better with age, and I have much more experience today. Sure, there are directors who lose their touch at a certain age, but I'm not one of them. He also added, I long for the good old days when screenwriters wrote movies like Casablanca in small bungalows on the studio lot, when everyone had a new idea. We live in an era of remakes and franchises. I've shot sequels 3 times, but I haven't been interested in that for a long while. My philosophy is do something new or stay at home. Whilst we've seen director Quentin Tarantino recently come out and say he's only going to do one more movie, the 10th film in his filmography, Tarantino is only in his early 60s and will not continue to direct after this last film comes out, which we currently don't have a release date. But I do feel it's really interesting to see some directors who keep on working. Someone like Ridley Scott, who's going to turn 87 this year and is currently working on another project. And someone like Martin Scorsese, who's got a few projects booked back to back, and I believe he's about 82 years old at this time. But whilst I understand someone like Tarantino's want to end on a high and leave the audience wanting more, I feel like there's something very interesting about people who want to keep creating art, especially at an age where they have grown over their entire career. I believe Martin Scorsese credited Akira Kurosawa saying something about he only fully understood what it made to make a film by the time he was in his 80s, and that was too late for him because he knew he wouldn't have as much time as he did as a younger man. But seeing someone like Clint Eastwood be willing to direct another film and keep going is really cool in my opinion. I did really enjoy Juror number 2, going to see a film that was just about this closed story. It's not part of a franchise or a sequel, and I'm giving other films a chance like that because I feel it's what cinema needs. Whilst I do enjoy these big comic book movie and franchise movies sometimes, it's nice to see something refreshing and something I've not experienced in a while. And I feel like a lot of people have become illiterate to what cinema is, and just seeing someone like Clint Eastwood, who has had a career lasting around 70 years and he's still going, seeing that he's willing to churn out more work, and maybe it doesn't work, maybe people don't like it, but he's willing to take that risk and continue to develop as an artist even in his mid-90s. I think that's a very exciting prospect for anyone who's in a creative field. If this is true, because there's no confirmation that he does actually have a film in pre-production, this is just being reported by Reuters from the Courier interview, but I really hope it is true, and I'm excited to see what this film could turn out to be. And, I was ready to say goodbye to Clint Eastwood after Juror number 2, and he was leave us with his great filmography of films that he starred in and directed. But, if he can keep churning out more and more films, and I don't want to say churning out like that's a bad thing, but I feel like someone who is interested in creating these films and having a fast turnaround, he's probably got a few films left in him yet, and I think that's quite exciting for cinema goers. So we wish Clint Eastwood a very happy birthday on his 95th birthday, 31st of May 2025, and I'm looking forward to seeing this film if it gets developed and what to expect from it. I'll probably cover it in the future if we get any updates in the next few weeks. What are your thoughts on Clint Eastwood returning to the director's chair at 95 years old? Let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to click the bell icon to receive notifications for all of my future videos. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in.